Good evening, everyone. We'll open up the Board of Water and Sewer Commissioners meeting for June 6th, 2018. It's 6:30. There's three of us here. We have a quorum, so we can start. First item on our agenda will be the acceptance of the May 2nd, 2018 meeting. If you can look at those for a second. They're kind of right to the point, so.
I'll make a motion they be accepted as printed.
I'll second.
Second, they've been seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, unanimous. We accept the May 2nd meetings. We're going to jump around a little bit. Item number 3, we're going to hold off till later on, because that's going to take up some time for you folks for discussion. So that brings us to item number 4. Jeff Coyne, 10 Charlton Road, request to connect to town water. Is Jeff here?
Yes,
Oh, sit down, Jeff. Did you sign in?
I did.
Yeah, okay. What's the scoop, John? You're on a well or something, I assume?
I am. I just purchased a home in April. It does have a private well.
Oh.
During the home, it was foreclosure, so it's vacant for 2 years. During the home inspection, the water testing, it was found to have extremely high levels of radon in the well. Between the quote for the well and the quote for this tie-in, it equals out enough to where we would rather disconnect from the well.
Yeah. So right now, it's kind of like a health hazard, health issue.
Exactly, yeah. There
You know?
was high radon in the water and the air as well. I've already had an air radon system put in recently, but I can't retest until the water is taken care of.
How do you feel, John? Confident?
Yes,
Water,
on this
ample water there?
it's a single-family house. The main is about 4 feet into the road. I already talked to the contractor that he's planning on hiring.
Yeah.
I already told him the pots and valves and stuff he's gonna do, and he's not gonna have the water department do the tap. This contractor's gonna do it. He's all insured with the town and all that stuff.
Yeah. JV Mechanical is the contractor. They're in with M&M for the excavating and things like that, and I have their quote here.
Yeah. Okay.
If anybody would like to
And
see
we
that.
will be on site when they
You'll
do
be on
it.
site when they
Yeah.
do the digging for the water main.
I'll make a motion we allow tie-in for 10 Charlton Road. Single family home.
Second, it's been seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, unanimous. So you're all set, John. You'll just have to deal with John as far as the fees and everything else.
He did
Jeff.
that.
Jeff, yeah, John, me, and, you know what I mean?
You gotta pay everything up before you even tap the main.
Already said.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
you already did?
Yeah, we're all set.
Yeah.
Yep.
See you out there on the street.
Thanks so much.
Okay.
Thank you.
Very good then, so you know what to do.
Yep.
All right. Okay. Moving along. John Freeman, Integrity Building Solutions, plans for J.K. Lane. Oh, come on up, John. So you're a builder?
Yes. Contractor.
That's on the right.
So, I know we talked with John Kuczynski last month. And going back, I assume you're aware to like in the early, 1974, that was a planned subdivision.
Which is no longer going down.
Yeah, I don't know.
Never filed.
Say that again?
It was never recorded.
All that work was never recorded.
Never. So everything has to start all over again.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Surveying, engineering, and everything else?
I think so, because it was never recorded, and now we have to do everything in accordance with the new rules.
Yeah, today's 2018 versus 1974.
So due to the fact that all of the elapsed time, it wouldn't be in good standing anyway.
Well, we'll have to check our minutes here then.
So what's,
That's the April ones.
That will be the April one.
I have it here.
Because I have the print here, probably the same.
Yeah, we have the same print you have.
That'll be the April meeting, Jay.
Yeah.
It wasn't last meeting.
Yeah.
I believe was there 5 house lots in there?
Yeah, so in other words, there's a possibility you could revise these drawings.
That would be good. Anything that could facilitate the process that would, reduce the cost would be great.
Are the lots big enough to build on?
Yes. Well, these are, I gotta go back and check to see if any other towns.
There's 5 lots, right?
Right. I gotta go back and see if the town updated the specs required to build a single-family house. But when I was handed this, it was with the assumption that everything was in good standing until I began to dig. And when I began to dig, that's when I found out this was never recorded. And if it was never recorded, even though it was stamped, it's...
So are you dealing with the planning board and a civil engineer now?
Well, what it is, I think you've approved the connection for the water and the sewer.
Yeah,
I saw a document somewhere.
yeah.
I don't think I have it. I think she gave it to me.
There was some minutes I gave you.
Wednesday minutes, Jesse. Yeah. It was approved. And the thing is with that being approved, and it's going to be a public way, is there gonna be any type of assistance from the town connecting those on that street?
No, you'd be responsible, you know, the town will not put in infrastructure for your road.
Okay.
And you'll have to be advised of, you know, we're going back to that April meeting. I mean, how it's in print, made a motion to grant approval of water and sewer permits for 5 single-family house lots on J.K. Lane, contingent upon submittal of plans which meet the town regulations.
Right.
So, we might be looking at a new set of plans that meet town regulations.
That's why I asked if the lots were big enough now. They were big enough then,
Yeah.
but with no stamp, you'd
I,
have no grandfather.
Seeing how we were under the impression we were talking about a valid subdivision, now you're telling me this was never recorded. We can't even call this a subdivision. Right now, it's a piece of woods.
I know.
That's unfortunate.
So, I mean, we want to work with you, and there is a
Well,
fee
that's what I
structure,
understand,
you know.
because these are just the engineering stamps.
Yeah,
It was never stamped officially by the town. And even if it was stamped by the town, due to the fact that all these years elapsed, we do like we do buildings. We touch it, it's today's code.
Right.
yeah,
Right.
yeah.
It's nothing's
Yeah.
grandfathered.
Yeah.
Because nothing's been started. So everything that was permitted has been expired.
Right. Yeah, because you've got 43 years of changing.
So now we gotta get the engineers and everybody back down there to see. So basically, the only thing that you guys basically saying, once we meet the specs to make sure that the topography of the land didn't change and it didn't somehow fall into wetlands in some places that weren't wetlands before, because there was a lot of building and construction going on, and due to the fact that even though I walked it and I know we can put drainage in to drain it back out, for the space that I did see, it looked like a little creek running through there. I don't know. I know when we're dealing with Weston and Wellesley and Concord, you know, they get very excited about their tadpoles. And
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
You don't have to put the dirt back in the same place. I worked out there.
Well, I think my feeling is now what you're telling us, I don't see how we can act on a piece of woodland.
At this point, yeah.
Well, just if you mind, we gotta rescind.
Yeah, we're, you know, we'd have to have on paper rescind.
Well, what it is I guess you guys will do your due diligence
Yeah.
to see if you found the same thing that I found,
you know.
that it was never recorded.
That's not up to the board to find that, that's your problem.
No, I will. I'm saying
But the whole thing is, the way the board looks at it now, we
for
gave
your
the
rescission, in order to confirm that you're going to rescind.
Well, you just told us that it's never recorded,
I don't think it was.
so to us, it's just the woods, so there is no plan.
Can you check this out further to make sure? Would hate to rescind it, and then you find out that
Well, we can't do any,
something's gonna work.
the way that the motion is put forth,
Yeah, the
can't
way
do anything
that-
anyway until
yeah,
all
the
the
way
town
that I read
regulations are
it.
met, so.
Yeah, the
It doesn't
way
do
that I
anything to
read it, we
rescind it.
can't do
Yeah.
anything
Well,
anyway until we meet
fine.
the days.
Yeah.
We allow
Until- until we meet
Five what?
today's
There's 5 lots, we gave
New
them permission for 5 pools.
code.
Right.
Because
all town
because the
requirements
code
in there.
changed.
Yeah, it's right on it. It's in
How
black
many
and
years
white.
ago?
Town regulations.
I mean, this was done, so
Yeah,
when
I-
you look at it, you really don't have to rescind it because we really can't do anything until we meet the new code.
This is, yeah, what we are authorized up to 5 house lots
Yeah,
to a plan that, for all intents and purposes, doesn't exist.
You have to realize you're showing somewhat of a cul-de-sac there. The
yeah.
fire chief is gonna get involved with the situation and can say that cul-de-sac has to be 3 times the size it is now to turn the fire
Yeah.
truck around. You might be building 3 house lots,
Yeah, But
et
that's,
cetera.
but the whole motion is up to 5 house lots, contingent on passing all town
Yeah.
regulations.
Right, that's the way I read
So
it.
there's,
So
until
if
that
the-
happens,
if the
it's-
regulations
doesn't
doesn't
happen.
pass, nothing's changed
Yeah.
still, because there's a contingent upon
we're,
it.
it's in limbo until it's
Yes,
met
it's-
or it expires.
Yeah, there's a contingent upon it.
Yeah.
And then after a certain time, it'll expire automatically anyway, just like this.
Right, 1 year.
Well, it's a 1-year timeframe on these.
Yeah, so basically, you've answered my question. All the infrastructure and stuff has to be provided by the contractor.
Yep.
And to add insult to injury, there are fee structures to tie in for the water main, I don't know, and to tie in for the sewer main.
Yep.
And the costs of each house, water and sewer wise. Like I say, John, were you familiar with those?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's why he's looking for assistance.
We're not the Bank of America. We're not the Bank of America.
You know, yeah, I know, and blank check of America, they're gonna slap us around. You know, that's why I had to find out, you know, if there was any infrastructure.
You're responsible for all road opening, all, all excavating, and the superintendent would give a list of approved materials for the water main, et cetera, et cetera. And even at this point, I'm sure you're going to have a civil engineer on board, because they're gonna have to shoot the grade of the sewer that's in JB Ave, and then you're gonna have to look to see what your pitch is by the time you get to the end of the cul-de-sac, to see if you can pick up the homes on gravity.
Yeah, well, there's been some places that we've actually put in ejector houses.
Yeah, but on the flip side, we will not, the town will not take the responsibility of a pump station, let's say,
Yeah,
a
we
large pump station.
We don't.
Hopefully, like I say, I always use the expression, gravity is free.
Yeah.
If you can get this project going without putting like Environmental One or Bonds pump systems in, that's in your favor, you know?
Yeah. Well, it's basically at grade level with everything else around there.
And I don't know the depth of the sewer main
It's
out in the street.
pretty much level, and there's houses connected to the sewer
Yeah,
right there. So that shouldn't be a
Shouldn't be a
problem.
problem.
Yeah,
The
get
biggest
gravity-
issue, the biggest
gravity
issues
in
was the cost of
yeah.
connecting and all.
The,
the fees.
and the only other issue would be, when and if it is constructed, is when do we start like maintaining the road? Until it's taken over by the town, we don't even maintain the sewer and the road.
That's
private
planning
way.
board.
Yeah.
Planning
That
board.
goes through the planning board as to what has to happen.
Yeah, but I'm
in
saying
order
that
for a road to
the
be
contract is responsible for the main
Yeah.
trunk on that road, if you will,
accepted. Right,
until it's a town road.
the planning board will coordinate all of that. with our-
Until
with our
such time
specs.
that it's
And-
turned over to
And
the
in
HOA
Dudley,
anyway.
that can take forever.
So it'll be a community. We'll build it as a community with an
Yeah.
HOA.
Yeah.
So the maintenance fees won't really fall on me. So, alrighty, I gotta call Mr. Trump and ask him for a grant now.
It's got plenty of money.
Okay, so, do we help you out? I mean, yeah, I'm sure you're quite disappointed when you received that news.
You
must have went.
That statement has double connotation. Did you help me out? So we'll dig deeper and see what kind of funding we can get, and
Yeah.
maybe we have to change the idea behind the housing.
Mhm.
Maybe we'll build affordable housing and get a grant to do it. So, I don't own the land yet. We're looking at buying it.
Oh, you're in there,
Yeah, so you don't own it yet.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I'm not stupid.
Johnny's hanging on to it.
Yeah.
Just so you know, there, and I don't remember what the current bylaws, but there were septics in that area until 1999, 97, 99. But they all had problems.
But,
It's all clay.
yeah, where I was walking,
Yeah.
in the area, it's gonna be a bit tricky to put septic
very
in
wet.
without hauling a lot of
Yeah.
earth in, because we have put the drainage in,
Yeah.
and I don't think a septic
No,
will.
a lot of clay.
I wish you would have built them in
Not a
the
good
60s and stuff and said septic won't work here either. Let's say people.
No, we were building in North Carolina and had to dig up the clay and dump sand in.
Oh.
Yeah.
I was a little boy and I used to watch what they did. So it's like, I asked them one day, why you put sand there? And they say, because clay is like concrete.
Yeah.
So, but thank you gentlemen very much.
Good luck.
Good
You've
luck.
been most helpful. Now that you've helped me out, I'll see you next
That's a good one.
Hey, you guys take care. Hey,
You too.
be careful on those flames, eh? They're pretty cool until the engine shut down. Hey, take care.
Good luck.
It was good to see you guys.
Meeting you.
Appreciate you. Hopefully
care.
we'll get to meet again. I'll
Yeah.
see what I can do about.
All right, good luck, guys.
Something in there. Thanks.
Lois Forshey,
Oh, it's my turn. Yay.
149 Center Road is a
Yes.
duplex, total of 5 bedrooms, request to connect the town sewer.
That would be nice.
You have town water now, obviously, huh?
Yes.
Yeah.
Where's, oh, Center Road.
Center Road, it's between
By
the,
Nichols.
halfway between the church and the Four Corners.
That's our gravity feed, right?
That's, yeah, that
No. I believe they're pumps.
Really?
pumping.
The next door neighbor, I believe they're pumps up there, right? That goes into the main and the sidewalk?
I believe you might be right.
Yeah, because the sewer line is like
Well,
up
Nichols
Tanya,
has a connection across the street,
but they go backwards towards
Tanyard Road.
Tanyard Road, I believe.
Right.
I think this would be part of your last job when you came up Dudley Hill Road.
Yeah, but we went up to the Four Corners, we didn't go up Center Road.
You went,
Well, you went as far as
towards Shepherd Hill.
Yes.
The house next
Right.
door to us
With
has
pumping,
it.
yeah, those are pumps though, towards Shepherd.
Those are all pumps too.
Yeah.
But this is over, I believe it's the second house
Right.
from the Four Corners?
Yes.
All right.
2 houses over from the
And
grant.
there's a force main in the sidewalk that she's gonna have to pump into.
There's a she has to pump into, gravity won't work.
No, it goes up so far and then it
It's
starts
at the
going
top of the
down.
hill. How would gravity work?
It goes to, it goes up to 10
Well, if you can go down to the Four Corners, if you have that kind of money, you can put a trunk in down to the Four Corners, you can just,
I don't have that kind.
The ones on the Four Corners are all force mains too.
yeah, but there's in the road, it's not, in the road it's.
You're right, but you're just gonna have to pump it down.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, if you,
So you're sure that your abutter has a pump system and that line is out in the sidewalk?
Yes,
And it's capable of handling it?
yes. Matter of fact, a house just a little while ago just tied into it. No, that was it tied into gas? Wasn't it?
Oh, they just switched over. Yeah, the people that bought our house
Went to gas?
switched it to propane,
Yeah,
maybe?
yeah,
Natural
street
gas?
yeah,
I'm not
natural
sure.
gas, okay. Because we had to mark out the main there, so to make sure they didn't hit. So it runs right by in front of the house.
So it should be cheap to connect.
Well, you got 6 bedrooms, so that's $6 grand right there.
No, not 6,
5
5.
bedrooms.
5 bedrooms, oh, I'm sorry, yeah, well.
Let's not add to it. Actually, I think there's only 2.5.
So the system will take it up there? I'll make a motion, we allow the property at 149 Center Road be tied into town sewer.
I'll second it.
Okay, it's been brought up, is there a, you want everything compatible? Are those all E1 pumps up in that area?
I believe
So
so.
I mean, you don't want to put an oddball in if the whole
Right.
neighborhood,
I would go with E1.
you want to go with E1 so everything is compatible and
Keep that whole neighborhood the same.
keep it all the same.
Just add that to the motion.
Make it the motion that we,
Yeah, okay, so you're using an E1,
Or similar to
using a
the.
similar pump to what is up.
In the neighborhood.
I would go
What
with an E1, because what we do is we have an extra one down at the sewer plant in case it breaks. we install that one, so they can get theirs fixed and they still have sewer. And once it comes back, we pull ours back.
And that's a great service, because I know Webster doesn't do that.
Okay.
That's a good idea.
So if it breaks on you, call them,
And there'll be a
You
fee.
gotta buy the
There'll be
pump.
a fee for the 5 bedrooms.
Yeah.
And maintain it, but if it goes, we can.
keep
So
you
you
going
help you
until
out,
you get a
right.
new one.
Super.
Not forever,
Okay.
but until you know.
Using any one pump, yeah?
Sorry?
How do you maintain it?
You can pull it right out.
Yeah.
You can do quick disconnect.
Well, you actually maintain it, yeah. The services that'll come on and clean it and
Oh, okay.
do whatever.
They pull
Do
a
not
pump.
use a garbage disposal, okay, with it, because I work with a guy who has one in Webster, same pumps and everything, and he goes, when they cleaned it out, it was all this garbage disposal crap. I go, what are you using a garbage disposal? Well, they didn't tell us we couldn't. I'm like, well, think about it. You send it into a little pump and it's sending it into the street, so.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, Scott.
So you just have to fill out the permit and,
Oh, did we vote?
Motion, yeah.
No, I said
Motion.
your
Yeah.
motion, Scott's motion.
Yep.
I second it, yeah.
It's been seconded.
Yep.
All those in favor on item 6?
Aye.
Aye, unanimous. So
Awesome.
you'll be in touch with John with the fee structure, and your contractor can get in touch and do what you have to do. I don't know if you have to get into the road, that's up to you.
it's in the
You know,
sidewalk.
road openings or whatever.
It's on the sidewalk. Oh,
It's in the sidewalk, so you don't have to go get we'll mark it all out, we'll get you all set,
Super.
all right?
I'm sure you will.
Famous last words, right?
Nobody else besides, I'll sit here, can I sit here and fill this out?
Sure.
Anybody with that hat gets,
Okay. John Meehan, water and sewer report.
Okay, this is on the water report.
On this, my name, there's no R in our name.
yeah,
It's just,
FOSH.
Oh.
Yeah, I saw that.
On the water report, just so you know, all the water and sewer
Yes.
bills are sent out for the end of the year.
it doesn't
All
matter, just,
backflows have been tested throughout the town. We finished up with DEP reports from the sanitary survey. They all have to be done in June. We just found out they want both tanks cleaned. So we're waiting for a price on that. So that's the last thing I gotta do for DEP for the end of the month.
Right, the drain bolt tanks?
Yeah, but not at the same time.
Can you call Trump and see if he's got any money?
We have 2 customer leaks, and we have 1 leak on the town site that we just found out today. Luke starts his D1 classes on July 11th to start getting his licenses. Brian just finished his D2 classes, and he's gonna be taking his test shortly to get his D2 license. 163 West Main Street tied into a 4-inch sprinkler system. That's a hot tub place that we gave permission to, so he did his tied into that. I've been having Brian and Luke going around checking all the line gate boxes in town, making sure they're clean, they can get on them, and they know where they are in case of emergency, because both guys are new. So that's what's been going on with the water. On the sewer department side, they got, oh,
Sorry.
sorry.
Do we have like a map that
Yes,
shows all that?
oh yeah, yeah, we dig up books. But the whole thing is the whole idea is to get in the mind frame as you're driving down the street, oh, that's Lakeview Ave. Oh, as you're driving down Mason Road, it just, so they know where they are. It's just competitive over there, clean them, paint them, make sure you know. So in the middle of the night, in the middle of the winter, you know where they are,
Good thinking.
you know?
Turning the right stuff off.
Right.
Good topic. On the topic of maps, that map that the engineering students
Did for the
for the
sewer,
sewer system,
Yeah.
how big is that?
it's a regular size meter lorry. It's a good
It's
size.
that big, just
5
if you
feet.
want to post it or something so you can look at it, that's all, just.
But we also have a,
Getting
what
at,
do you
you know what I
call
mean?
it?
You'd have to put it on a block.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
we also have a
USB
a
stick.
little stick.
Do we have
stick
one
in
or
the
two?
computer.
Should get one framed.
we
Yeah,
have,
that's
we
would be
made
a
some
good idea, yeah.
copies of the map. I think we have 5 total. Is that how many we did, or 3?
I think we got 5, I think.
Yeah, should
We
get
made
it framed and
extra.
hang it up
I'd
outside.
like to see it, yeah.
I just have a quick question.
I mentioned this before, but as we're going on now with the summer coming on, that Brian's gonna get hooked up with Lori to get into utility cloud and start getting satellite pinpointing where our gates are. So eventually we're all gonna be computerized. So you're gonna have the picture from the house from the assessor. We're gonna have the ties to the curb stop. We're gonna have ties from the curb stop to the main, where my job cards are to dig. We'll have the meter number. Everything you do, you punch up that house, everything's gonna come right up. So when somebody has dig safe or something like that, you just hit it, everything's gonna come up on a computer. We're eventually gonna have to have Wi-Fi put into our truck, but as right now, we're gonna go out there and pinpoint all the line gates, pinpoint all the hydrant gates, and then start banging away at these houses. So like.
You realize we're gonna know where you are at every moment of every day.
But the whole thing is somebody calls you up in the middle of the night, you gotta get this, you just punch it up in the computer and bing, here you are. So, we're trying to get to the 21st century, but
Just
it's,
giving you the other side of the equation.
Yeah, you're getting GPS on your truck now.
okay, on the sewer side, they got the new truck. They gave the old one to the highway department. I don't know if you saw mine, piece of junk out there. It's, every idiot light is on the dash is lit up, so it's, they don't even want to touch it because it's gonna cost more than what the truck was. They took the crane off the old truck and they kept it at the shop, because they can still use it on the other pickup truck.
We're gonna retain the current?
We have it, they already took it off and we have it at the sewer department in the garage. They're working on the new truck in and they're all set up with all the tools and all that stuff, where they get it all set. They also rewired all they rewired everything down there, so any truck can hook up to any compressor, jetter, anything. Before, one truck could only pull this generator, and if he needed another generator at another site, he has to disconnect this one, run back, grab it. Now
So all the pigtails are the same?
all the pigtails are the same, they're all united, you know, so that's what they've been doing. So it's a great idea. So any truck can grab any single thing.
No more
And
excuses?
both of those trucks are capable of pulling anything they own down there, right?
Except the pickup truck really can't pull the jetter when it's full of
When
water.
it's full of water, when they can get it out.
Yeah.
They can get it out, get it to the job site, and then the other
Yeah.
truck, okay?
Yeah.
All right, the I&I study, I just found out today, they're pulling out the meters tomorrow. The I&I study should be finishing up, this is my report. The study has to be in DEP's office at the end of June. And we just found out today that they're coming tomorrow and they're pulling them all out. And these meters are so good, they knew on May 5th, Nichols College was out, because they could tell by the flow right off. So it'd be interesting to see what's going on there. And just to let you know, we got the $80,000 at the town meeting for the I-9 study. So we're covered for that. So that's where we are. So,
All right.
All right. Item 8, Laurie, intern.
Did I
What?
put things in your
Yes, you did.
packets?
Yeah.
Okay.
well, I just want to jump in a little bit on this. We had so many secretaries in the last quite a few years, everything's been thrown around everywhere. And one of the DEP regulations is to get the legal document for the backflow and cross connection that Frank Konvatovich signed.
Boy.
Yeah, try to find that. It took us
25
over
years ago.
a week trying to go through everything, trying to figure out where it is. We have a policy book, it should have been in the policy book. You know, you go into dead files, nobody knows what's going on in the dead files. Everybody just took the stuff and threw it in the dead files and threw it in there. So on this intern thing, I think it's a great idea to kind of help us out, go through the stuff and start organizing. I'll let it to Lori. Lori will explain to you more about it because we can get people from Nichols College.
So that's basically what I would like to have, bringing it up for discussion tonight to see if it's possible to have an intern come in and help us just with the old records like John mentioned. Working at Nichols, I was in charge of doing the internships, and there's two different types that they have. One is experiential, where they don't receive credit for it, and the other is academic. Based on what we were thinking of having the intern do, it really wouldn't qualify for academic because they're not learning anything. It's basically just doing, cleaning up our files. I know it would be a huge help. I would still have to oversee it. Like what I was thinking of doing is having them go through all of the records. We have all of the sewer minutes separate, all of the water, and then when the two departments merged, then they were all put together. Like John mentioned, each secretary had a different filing system. They put them in different places. So I would have this person go through all of them, photocopy any meetings where motions were made on regulations or anything as far as fee schedules, put it aside, and then I would work with them as far as putting it in the policy book, or even I want to have a regulation book too. So all of our regulations are in that book. So if you want to see when it was enacted, you just go to that one place. So if we did have an experiential internship, I would recommend that you paid for that, and I know we'd have to go through Greg and the town to see what the procedure would be for that. There's what's called the 5-point test that you would do to see if it could be unpaid. And honestly, the Department of Revenue frowns upon any that are unpaid. So either minimum wage, or if you wanted to do a stipend. A lot of companies would do like a $500 stipend, they do $250 halfway through, and then the rest of the $250 at the end.
But don't you have to have a goal, job description, okay, this is the one done at the end?
Mhm. Yeah, and you would, because to post it, because we would have to post it at Nichols if this is what we decided to do, and it would have the scope of what we were looking for all spelled out. It'd be just like if you were hiring someone you'd interview, you'd want to make sure that you had someone that's a good fit for the
I think it's
department
a
too.
great idea. Why does it have to be Nichols? Why can't you use like
It doesn't have to be
Shepherd Hill
Nichols.
kid, girl, guy, kid, person?
Personally, I'd probably
junior or
like to
senior?
have somebody that's a little bit more
Age,
mature,
age,
maybe,
maturity,
and-
etc.
Know what she's
Commitment.
Trust
Yes.
me, because they're in college doesn't mean they're more
No,
mature.
I probably even stipulate a junior or a senior, honestly.
Yeah.
Or a senior,
Yeah.
you know, and with recommendations from the teachers that, yeah, it's a good kid.
And the other thing we're also looking at is maybe some other departments in the town hall could be jumped in on this. So we get it for 3 hours a week, another department gets it for 3 hours, you know. it's-
Well, wait a minute, let's take care of ourselves.
Oh,
first.
yeah, but I'm saying just to make everybody, you
Yeah.
know.
What
Well,
could
that-
happen, it could lead into an extension, like if we have them for 3 months and then
That might be a way to, if the money would be an issue, that might be a way to get it to qualify for an academic internship, based on the projects that they might have. I was thinking off the top of my head that probably the building department and the Board of Health might be good ones to partner with, because they would have some projects that could probably meet the academic
they,
requirements.
does Nichols ever pay to have those done?
To do what?
To have companies do internships?
Does Nichols pay the companies?
Not the companies, does Nichols ever pay the kid to be your
No.
intern?
They have work study positions, but this wouldn't be a work study.
We use interns at work, where I work.
And I mean, they do a great job.
Well, they don't pay
really.
taxes, I figure, you know, so let's spend the money they can spend.
So those are two options, just something to think about.
And I think it's a great idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And thinking about it, if we had to budget
Yeah.
$1,000 a year for that,
You could take
I
that
think
out
it's
of
very
operating.
easily,
There's-
very easily make that
Don't we have a
work.
miscellaneous line?
Well, I say,
I
I'm sure it
could
can come out of,
I could come up with $1,000, no problem.
it can come out of a budget
On the
line
budget,
somewhere.
in order to get this office all straightened out and everything lined
Do
up.
you know how to take off and run with this once like
Yes.
September starts?
Mhm.
I
Yeah, you would wanna
volunteer to
post
give
it
my
on-
salary. Oh, I don't get it.
Yeah, commissioner's salary, to be able to help out. Yeah, I don't know if we need a vote on it. I'm all in
I
favor
think
of
this
it.
has to go through Greg too.
Yes, well, the whole thing is we're just introducing this to you guys to get your feedback.
Yeah.
Do you think it's a good idea? Now we can proceed a little
I think it's a
further.
What do you
no-brainer.
I'll make a motion that Laurie proceed with John's help if needed
Yeah.
to pursue an intern for the department.
I'll
Deal
second
with
it.
it, second.
And this will be
Aye.
during
Aye.
this-
Yeah.
during school, right? Not
Right, it
during-
has to be during an academic semester,
Yeah.
so it's 15 weeks.
Yeah,
is
perfect.
what
Are
we
you
would do.
thinking more an hourly pay or just a one?
Huh?
We could do it either way. Companies have done it both hourly and stipends.
I think
See what the town administrator has for input.
And then we'll find out if
And the
other
college.
departments want to join in
What
on
the
it.
people at the college have for
That's a good
input.
idea, get it cleaned up, and you know what everything is.
But
right
I
there.
think we should check with Shepherd Hill too, because it's probably
Look in it.
They're
probably a
forward.
kid
Yeah,
who's
I'm
responsible,
time ahead trying to find
you
this
know, would like
document.
to
Yeah.
work in town and make a little money and,
Now we're at a hard time
I
finding it.
think college kids need it more.
no,
Yeah, you might find that college, that high school senior that would fit into that as well.
Well,
Put it
this
out
is,
there.
like I said, we just introduced this, we're just talking about it, and just get the ball rolling.
Consider it, yeah,
Right, because you want to get it rolling for September.
right.
So we'll have some.
All right, yeah, we voted on it, then it's unanimous to proceed.
Proceed.
Thank you very much.
Now, item number 3, water sewer permit fees. This is the results of, I forget, April meeting or whatever, when all of a sudden it's like, you know, this fellow wants 20 permits, this fellow wants 20 permits, this fellow wanted 5 permits. Fred brought up the topic of, we're handing out permits left and right, and you don't even know if the people are committed to it. So you wanna bring it up, Fred, or John, the way,
Well, I just mentioned that we weren't collecting anything up front, and we were letting the permit be out there in the field for 1 year, and if they decided that they weren't gonna do it, or they couldn't get their money 6 or 8 months down the road, maybe it was gonna hurt the neighbor because we didn't have any water to give to the next person. So I think that you should pay for it up front, just like if you're buying a hunting or fishing license. If you don't hunt or fish, you're still gonna pay.
Yeah, and the other thing is too, is that we were holding on for water for Stevens Wooden Mill for 10 years.
Yeah.
X amount of thing. I mean, granted, the economy wasn't good, but if people were coming in who wanted water, and we still held it for Stevens Wooden, and they're sitting back and not paying a dime.
Yeah.
Right.
So this is what we're thinking, okay? On the water department side, we charge $350 for the permit, okay? But once you get approval from the board, you have X amount of days. You wanna go 3 days, you wanna go a week, you gotta come up with the money for the permit, and it's only good for 1 year. Then you gotta reapply again the following year. So this way, we only got serious people.
Pay another fee?
Pay another fee.
Permit application.
This way, you will only have serious people are looking at this, okay? In order to not have to have a public hearing on this, on the sewer department side, you do not have a permit fee. What you have is a set fee for
Per bedroom.
bedrooms and stuff, okay? So just like first bedroom, it's $1,800. So what I'm thinking is, okay, it's a roundabout way of saying, okay, you're gonna pay $350 for the permit for what you're asking for. And that $350, say if you're going with a single-family bedroom, will go towards that $1,800 to deduct it,
Okay.
okay? So now we're not changing the prices, we're just making sure we have reliable people wanting to do this.
I think it's a good idea. I'd make it a little simpler, that the $350 and make the one bedroom $1,500.
Well, that's what it's gonna do, so if they want
Yeah.
a two-bedroom, it deducts off the
But it looks like
24.
we're decreasing the fees, decrease all the fees by 300.
No, no.
And make them pay 350 up front.
Well, we can't change it.
Yeah, but
Because
we
then
can't
we
change
have
the
to have a
fees
public,
without-
then we
Yeah,
have
we have to have a public hearing.
Oh.
then you're gonna have to have a public hearing.
You know?
Then you have to advertise for 3 weeks, and you have to have a public hearing and all that,
All right.
all right? So the way I'm looking at it, right, so the way I'm looking at it, we're not changing anything. You're just gonna pay up front $350. So if you end up putting in a two-bedroom at $2,400, we're just gonna deduct the $350
Yeah.
from that two-bedroom.
A deductible fee of $350.
So that way, we have, so you're gonna pay $350 for the water, $350 for the
So
sewer.
can you write up something for the next meeting, we'll vote on it, or do you want to make a motion now? I'll make a motion that we charge $350 for both a water and a sewer fee. That's good for 1 year and is not refundable. It is, however, on the sewer side, not sewers, suicide, sewer side of the house, able to apply that fee, that permit fee to the actual hookup fees.
So, Scott, on that topic, it'd be sewer and water, because
Okay.
we do it on the water
All
side.
right, so sewer and water.
Because
But
like,
no,
Oh, no, water already has a permit application.
We already have a
Oh,
permit.
okay, okay.
So we
So-
also- we're
All right,
just
so
applying
make it just the sewer.
Just the sewer fee.
to be deducted.
Yeah, I
off
said that.
Permit connection fee deductible.
Off
That-
the, off the,
The
what do you
water
want?
side.
No, the
You
sewer,
want to take it off the sewer side?
you're gonna take it off the sewer side, the water side is all set.
All right.
And if you connect
The only
with
thing is, we're just, I'm sorry, Scott, just hold on a
That's
second. On the water side, we have a permit fee of $350, it's already in writing.
Right.
We are just not enforcing
Right
it.
there.
So
Okay.
when you get the permit, now you're paying the $350.
Right?
And on the sewer side, they do not have a permit fee. So we are going to turn around, when you get the permit, you're gonna get $350 per permit, per
Okay.
unit, okay,
Right,
whatever you
yeah.
do, right?
Yeah.
And that will be deducted from
From the,
the
connection.
unit,
The connection fees.
Yeah.
well, the residential fee per unit. We're
resident,
gonna
yeah,
take it off of that.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
We
I
got
got you.
If you connect within 1 year.
right.
Can we, now we're talking from the day of we vote, a week to
Well,
pay it?
that's up to the board. That's how many days do you wanna give a guy to come in here and write a check?
I mean,
A week.
yeah.
We can
I don't think you gotta
Why?
force them to come
They
in
have
with the
it-
check, but
Get their rate to check when they pick up the permit.
Well, the whole thing is they're
Yeah.
gonna drag their feet to get the permit. We
Exactly.
wanna give them a set time to come in.
The night of the meeting.
Well, it's not-
Or you give,
Well,
or give them 3 days, 3 working days.
All right.
3 or 5.
They have 3 days to come up with that.
Yeah.
yeah, well, wait,
Well, 5 working days, just the same as a week. I mean, it's-
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but I mean, you know, if the guy's from Sudbury, like this guy's working out in eastern part of Mass, maybe he can't come the next day in the morning, he can't come.
That's why I was saying a
That's
week.
good.
Yeah,
Make it a
that's-
week.
5
yeah,
days.
5 days.
5 working days. How's that?
5 working days.
5 working days.
Now, does the year start the night of the meeting or the day he pays?
The next day at 7 in the morning.
Yeah.
Well,
The night of the meeting.
the
The night of the meeting.
It should
That's the
start.
night you grant approval. Well, like you say, we're sick of these people dipping their toe in the water and not jumping in and leaving you
Yeah.
hanging.
I agree with the day of the meeting, that's a good.
Day of the meeting.
Okay,
The night it's voted on,
that's when it starts.
yeah. We granted you water tonight,
That'll be in the minutes of the meeting.
5 working days. We
Okay.
expect you to check to make this a valid contract.
no ticket and wash.
In a year from this particular date, if you haven't done anything in your project,
Right, you know, if the check bounces, they have to give us the lot.
Yeah, well, when, you know, also add in that if the fee, like the check bounces, the fee's null and void, and you have to come to another meeting. No, oh, I'll give you another check on Tuesday, no game.
Well, that's something to think about.
yeah, you would never expect it, but it could happen, yeah. Shoestring
Well, it is
operator.
null and void
You
because
own your own business.
you didn't pay within the 5 working days.
So do you want to, would you like to have Lori read it back out,
You get all that?
I'm gonna get a lot of it from the tape, but I can read it
Water,
out.
Want me to
sewer.
reword it? I mean, say it again?
let her read it back to what the
Oh,
motion is?
read it back what she wrote.
What the motion
This
is.
is gonna be
Okay.
very rough.
It's, yeah,
Okay,
it's,
so Scott P. made a motion to charge $350 non-refundable permit fee for both the water and the sewer. On the sewer side, the $350 will be deducted from the set fee for the residentials per bedroom. Applicant must pay permit fee within 5 working days from date of approval. Plans expire 1 year from the date of approval. And this was
There's something missing.
Commercial,
Yeah, commercial, it's gotta be more than residential.
it's more than residential, it comes from there. It would have to be, the fee.
There's something missing.
the commercial side is.
No, I'm thinking here. You're saying permit fees. So for the permits to be valid, you have to pay $350.
Right, within 5 working days.
Right.
Yeah, for the permit to be valid.
Okay,
Right,
So that way,
These actions validate the permit,
for permit.
are required to validate the permit.
payment validates the permit, right?
right.
Don't
You
take
just
payment
gotta
in full.
make sure you have that word in there.
Okay,
So everything's official.
yeah.
There's no, well, it doesn't really say it's.
Well, it should say the payment is valid once the payment is in full.
Payment valid.
The permit is valid.
Must pay permit fee within 5 working days from date approved for the permit to be valid. And
Yes.
plans
Yep.
expire,
One year from.
approval expires 1 year from the
From
date
the
of
approval date.
Of said
What about
meeting.
commercial?
Of said meeting.
It would be, it would be the same.
Same verbiage
residential
would make it
commercial.
500? 1,000?
Now, you don't want to hurt, industry or anything.
Some of the commercials.
Because you got some good fees for commercial applications too, so.
All right.
Well, somebody's gotta come in here commercial.
So make sure it's for resident.
Yeah.
We want that to be for residential and commercial, though, right?
Yeah, residential and commercial,
All right, it
right?
needs to be seconded by someone.
Yeah.
Second.
Okay.
Okay, that motion's been seconded, how to word on the verbiage of the fee schedule. I think we've got it down clear. It's been seconded, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Unanimous, and, yeah, it's time to, like you say, if you want it, be serious, you know?
Yeah, 'cause the way I look at it, so what happens, some guys come in here, he's a regular, a real contractor, he wants to do a development, I have a check here to give to you, and we can't take it because we have 44 out already, or 49 of them out already, and we're not gonna do anything. And they're gonna turn around and say, oh, we changed our mind a year later, and we just
Yeah.
lost this contract.
Yeah, we dropped our plans.
Yeah.
Okay, that takes care of that then. Nothing else big going on then, right, John?
No,
I&I's done.
well, I said the study's going to DEP by the end of June, DEP got to approve of it, and then we'll get it back and see what it says.
Were there recommendations or it just?
Ty and Bond will give the recommendations, what should be done for us, and they're going to have a value of what these jobs would cost. So we can know what we can hit on the lower side until we can get some money up to hit the big projects.
And we're gonna know what's going on with Nichols,
Right,
with that pipe.
right, like I said, they know right off when Nichols College left on May 5th, because it said right on there, right on the thing that the flow was reduced, dropped right down.
They closed the gate.
So, it'd be interesting to see where we are, and what's the bad part, and we had a perfect season too. We had a lot of rain, and we had some decent days.
Now, you had one right at Tanya, right, the meter?
That's where we had it for Nichols College.
College.
That's where
Can
you,
you take the numbers they get on that reading and compare it to what you actually pumped at Nichols?
oh, you're talking about water.
Yeah.
Well, I can do that. I could do that. But the whole thing is, what this meter inside the sewer thing is going to tell us now how much groundwater is coming in, because Nichols
Right.
is gone.
Right, but you gotta
How
compare
much
it to
flow
how much
Compared to the
actually.
water, to the.
Right, but you're gonna have to wait until the May, June, July, our next billing cycle,
Yeah,
to
you don't
find
have-
out exactly
You don't
how
have a
much
reading of
water.
the same period.
Right, because we just got done reading meters in May. May.
But I think what we're getting at too, Tom, don't we have one of those electronic systems in there, in the Tanya Road pump station?
Oh, yes, we do, how much we're putting out,
Why
yes.
can't we get that information?
Yes,
I think we can get that information off that new system we have.
Right.
That'll tell us how much that pump runs.
yes. Yes,
You know what I mean?
it's all computerized now.
Yeah, can we get
It was
that?
SCADA system, yes.
Yeah, can we do
Yeah.
that for next month?
Okay.
Check with Mahoney, see if they get, I don't know how they do it.
Yep,
If it's all internet
Yeah,
related
yeah,
or whatever, but it'll give us an idea.
Yeah, give
How
us
many
an-
hours a day that pump works, how many hours it runs.
Well, give us some idea how much infiltration
Gallons,
too,
yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
compared to.
Yeah, I think it'd be nice to get, I think it'd be nice to get an update on what all those pumps are doing where we have those programs. Give us an idea, because I know we have one at Lakeview, right?
Yes,
I know we got a couple others around town. It'd be nice just to see what those pumps are doing, work-wise, hours per day, etc. And Monday through, a Monday through Sunday program. What day is the,
and we also,
Heaviest load.
and we can also see, if it rains, how much more the thing pumps. 'Cause
Yeah,
it has the
yeah.
weather and all.
I think we should-
I mean, it's quite a setup they have.
we spent the money on those.
Yep.
I think we should get something in return now.
Rory will be able to pick this up in the office. There's a way that she can get it right
Yeah,
on
through
in
the
the
internet?
office.
Right on the computer.
It's quite a setup.
Yeah, okay.
It's called a SCADA system.
Yeah, because we pay an internet fee
Yeah.
for those, right?
Yep.
Yeah, let's do that.
So we'll have it for next meeting, give you an idea, and with any luck, we'll have the report.
Other business, do we have any projects planned this summer, money-wise, construction work-wise?
Well, the whole thing is, on the sewer side, we're not doing anything because we want to know what the I&I study was
Yeah,
gonna do
yeah, yeah.
and what we're gonna hit.
Mhm.
On the water side, now we're looking at the tanks.
All right,
You know, what's it gonna cost?
all right, so in other words, you're,
And the other thing I'd like to do, Jay, is on the water side is like I was just saying, like utility cloud. I wanna try to bang this out on getting it into the 21st century of getting all the ties in and stuff like that.
so in other words, right now, before we go out and buy 1,000 feet of pipe and start laying water main, we better hold off on
We'd rather
money.
know what we're doing.
Yeah, what's coming down,
And
what's coming down.
I just found out yesterday, I got a phone call from somebody that's doing a project for the fire station.
Mhm.
I guess they were planning on running a 6-inch water main in there
Mhm.
and a fire hydrant. And nobody has ever came to the board yet. And this
Why
guy's
would they need
paying
a fire hydrant at the fire station?
to fill up the tankers,
Fill up the trucks. Right now, they go over to use
the water department.
the hydrant at the water station.
Up at the,
Yeah.
up at the barn?
Recharge
Yeah,
of the
where
water.
we are, right. But the whole thing is,
I got you.
nobody has came, and this guy's planning on doing a project next month. I says, you're not doing anything until we find out what you guys are
Do we
planning on
charge
doing.
them for the water when they come to us?
No, they just write it down, so I count that for accountable water when I do my end of the report.
They do keep track of it.
Yeah,
They've been doing that for a number of years now.
yeah, that's part of my unaccountable water, so that's accountable water, so it's not unaccountable.
What size is the main that goes to the station now?
There's only a 3/4 inch line,
Oh, yeah, just
so it's
just
only,
a-
there's a
so
6 inch,
just a house line.
What's the main in the street?
6 inch,
In Mason Road?
yes.
Oh.
So what you're gonna do is you're gonna cut a section of the main out
Put a
and
T.
run a 6 inch into the yard.
For a
Then
yard
you're
hydrant,
gonna-
yeah.
Then they're gonna put a T in with a gate there, then go 80 feet to a hydrant with another gate,
Yep.
and then they're gonna hook onto the domestic from there, bring it into the building. Then I'm not gonna make another tie out in the street.
No,
Yeah,
but you're just gonna dead end one hydrant.
Huh?
You're gonna dead end one hydrant on the fire
Oh, yeah,
department
yeah,
wall.
because they're going up 80 feet towards the sidewalk for going towards Mason Road School. That's
Oh,
where the
okay.
hydrant's gonna be.
Oh, okay.
Okay, and the water main's going into the building for the sprinkler system and all
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
and they're gonna take the domestic off of that line.
Okay.
Where's the meter going?
Excuse me?
Was it, they have a meter?
Oh, yeah, the
They have a meter
yes.
for inside the
Domestic
building.
use
Yeah,
meter.
domestic
Yeah.
use.
All right, then we'll hold.
Well, before we adjourn, I just want to say, just in case things change on Monday, it's been a pleasure. Monday's election day.
Oh,
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 You
you're
are
up?
unopposed.
We're up, we're both up, we're unopposed, but you never know. You never know.
This is Chicago. You never know what could happen.
Hillary lost, right? That was the big fix.
I'll make a motion we adjourn.
second.
Second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.